Alright, morning everyone. We are here with break 169. This is our second 22 NRL Elite break. Let me switch over and get set up. There we are. We have a priority box in our case ready to go. Few teams last night hitting big. Unfortunately, there was a couple of teams that were a bit unlucky. So hopefully we can share the luck between all 16 spots. Our team list for today is Broncos Bailey Seaton, Raiders Dylan Cameron, Bulldogs Ray Steptoe, Sharks Greg Tunks, Titans Jeff Warnes, Manly Andy Lipton, Storm Jared Batten, Knights Wayne Desario, Cowboys Jared Batten, Eels Stephen Johnston, Panthers Shane Hill, Rabbitohs Nathan Thompson, Dragons Richard Light, Roosters Stephen Johnston, Warriors Peter Wright, and Tigers is actually a birthday present. I'm unsure of his name, but his mum Misha has brought it as a birthday present. She did get a little bit mixed up and thought it was a box, so hopefully amongst the case and the priority box we get to bring him some good luck. Happy birthday, and let's get stuck into it. So we'll leave the priority box to last. I did intend on replying back to Misha to ask her son's name, but I just ran out of time. I thought about it once I was home and then I didn't have my laptop with me. Alright, our case card, milestone case card. Oh, no way. Oh. Happy birthday, little man. Luke Brooks for the Tigers. Number 5. Great start to the break for you. Hopefully the luck continues. Yeah, he'll be at school, but his mum said I'll send her the link and he will watch this afternoon. So, yes. So we'll get these out of here, guys. Alright. Let's go. Welcome everyone. Good luck to all. To those that are watching live and those that are watching later on this evening. I have scrunched myself up a little bit, trying not to stretch out so far. I woke up a bit sore this morning. Oh, what a slow start. Alright, let's go. Dally M, Isaiah Papali'i for the Eels. Hudson Young, parallel for the Raiders. We started off with a Storm case card yesterday and it only got better for the Storm. Did not get worse, that is for sure. Oh, second, what are we, second or third pack? White League sensations, Tony Staggs for the Broncos. Number 40. Number 49, sorry. Bailey Simonson, Speed Series for the Eels. Sapphire Mojo, Ewan Aiken for the Warriors. Number 16. On mate, yeah, not bad, not bad. The weather's getting nicer, so can't complain. Balami kick out, parallel for Panthers. 22 Elite is here and looking nice. Albert Kelly, Indigenous All-Stars. Xavier Coates, parallel for Storm. Morning, Jeff. Tataya Kafua, Speed Series for the Titans. Women's NRL for the Broncos, Taryn Aiken. So we did find out last night, the teams with the women's, their piles too look a bit higher, bolstered with the women's NRL cards. Autumn Rain, women's NRL for the Knights. Ewan Aiken, parallel for the Warriors. Young Guns, Rocco Berry for the Warriors. What's everyone's thoughts on the cards? David Clemmer, parallel for the Knights. Amafito, a Speed Series for the Cowboys. Women's NRL, Destiny Brill for the Titans. Isaac Liu, parallel for the Titans. Autumn Rain, Indigenous All-Stars. So yeah, any of the All-Stars cards that I put here, I will put them in their correct teams at the end. Captain's cards, yeah, I reckon they look sexy. I don't think them... No, but I'd have to agree with that. I wouldn't go as far as saying I don't like them, though. I've heard a couple of people say they're not a fan of them. Tony Staggs, Speed Series for Broncos. Jaden Stewart, parallel for Dragons. But I do agree that last year's were better, for sure. They were nice. Tommy Turbo, Dally M for Manly. Brad Fittler, Master Series for the Kangaroos. Regan Campbell Gillard, parallel for the Eels. Few teams yet to hit. Josh Curran, Indigenous All-Stars. Ruby Mojo for the Roosters. And Joey Manu, number 31. First Roosters hit for the break. Shaylee Bent, Speed Series for the Dragons. Emma Tanigato, Women's NRL for the Dragons. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. I think the Young Guns as a whole look pretty nice, to be honest. Even the white ones, the white priorities, they look nice. Jasmine Meeks, Speed Series for the Roosters. Joey Manu, parallel for the Roosters. Dylan Walker, Maori All-Stars. Broncos parallel checklist. I did expand my face camera a bit as well last night before we started. So when I show the cards up to the camera, they're a bit bigger. Reece Robson parallel for the Cowboys, and that is the end of box 1. So we had, what, 4 teams with no cards in the first box. Obviously, the Tigers were lucky enough to hit the case card. All Master Series cards, so all Brad Fittler Master Series will get randomised as one lot. After last night's break, we probably will change that in future breaks to only be randomised between non-hitting teams or low-hitting teams. We will work that out before the next one is listed. Until Yvette Welsh, Yellow Mojos for the Eels. Number 38. Selwyn Cobbo, Speed Series for the Broncos. Josh Adokar, parallel for the Bulldogs. White Young Guns, Luke Metcalf for the Sharks. For an unnumbered card, I know there's only one per box, but these are very nice. I like them. I think they've done very well with designs in general this year. Manly parallel checklist. And then even the base card. Karina Brown, Speed Series for the Titans. And I'm not saying it's perfect, don't get me wrong. But as a whole, Until Yvette Welsh, Maori All-Stars. Angus Crichton, parallel for the Roosters. I can't wait to see the patches and the booklets come back. Renato Molitalo and Dalian for the Sharks. Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Women's NRL, Kennedy Sherrington for the Eels. White League Sensations and Jessica Surgis. Number 9. I was just reading to see if she was a hooker. Dummy half. Sounds better. Dally M. Alex Johnston for the Rabbitohs. Chanel Harris Tavita, parallel for the Warriors. Blake Taff, Speed Series for the Rabbitohs. Women's NRL, Ali Brigginshaw for the Broncos. William Kennedy, parallel for the Sharks. Brian Totter, Speed Series for Panthers. Latrell Mitchell, parallel for the Rabbits. Warriors, Ruby Mojo, Sean Johnson. Number 23. Speed Series, Rocco Berry for the Warriors. Josh Addo-Carr, Indigenous All-Stars. Alexander Brimson, parallel for the Titans. Crystal Rota, Women's NRL for the Knights. Luke Brooks, parallel for Tigers. Tigers hitting. Almost at the end of box number 2. Speed Series, Addo-Carr for the Bulldogs. So, Raiders and Tigers, only one card in their slot so far. Obviously the Tigers does have the case card. Again, going off what's coming out of the boxes. Shannon Mato, Maori All-Stars. Women's NRL, Jessica Surgis for the Roosters. Cody Ramsey, parallel for the Dragons. Oh, I think I'm missing comments on Facebook. No, maybe not. Don't mind me. I'm trying to list a Raz. for break 173 Titans spot, but unfortunately I'm having trouble posting and editing posts within the group. Thomas Legler, parallel for the Broncos. And I keep getting flagged for trying to tag the team list in the break. That's why, if you notice in the comments yesterday and today, I've been trying to split them up. Brad Fittler in the Blues for the Master Series. Mitchell Barnett, parallel for the Knights. Braden Trindle, Indigenous All-Stars. And that is the end of the box number 2. Alright, let's go. Black League sensation. Redemption for the Eels of Junior Paulo. Number 32. Young Guns, Jaden Campbell for the Titans. Reid Marnie, parallel for the Eels. Speed Series, Alex Johnston for the Rabbitohs. Cody Nikorima, parallel for the Warriors. Xavier Coates, Speed Series for the Storm. Jazz Tavega, Mary All-Stars. Liam Martin, parallel for Panthers. David Nofaluma, parallel for Tigers. Emerald Mojo, Kevin Nakama for the Roosters. Number 5. Emily Bass, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Dally M, Ruben Garrick for Manly. Brent Naden, parallel for the Bulldogs. Speed Series, Nick Kotrick for the Raiders. Dally M, Isaiah Yeo for Panthers. Jacob Taipiti, parallel for the Knights. Master Series, a Brad Fittler for the Panthers. Nico Hines, parallel for the Sharks. Ruby Mojo, Josh Jackson for the Bulldogs. 46 out of 46. Hamafito, parallel for the Cowboys. Rachel Pearson, women's NRL for the Dragons. Speed Series, Murray Talagi for the Cowboys. Herbie Farmworth, parallel for the Broncos. Jamie Chapman in Indigenous All-Stars. Jaden Campbell, Speed Series for the Titans. Speed Series, Cody Ramsey for the Dragons. Raiders parallel checklist. Having a bad run with opening. Right. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbits. Packets just aren't opening cleanly for me. Women's NRL, Aneta Yosala for the Knights. Women's NRL, Karina Brown for the Titans. Harry Grant, parallel for Storm. Kevin Proctor, Maori All-Stars. Ruben Cotter, Indigenous All-Stars. Right, let's go. Box number 4. Speed Series, Xavier Savage for the Raiders. Josh Jackson, parallel for the Bulldogs. Women's NRL, Yellow Mojo, Kimura Breely Natty for the Titans. And that's number 54. Dally M, Cody Walker for the Rabbits. Ronaldo Molitalo, parallel for the Sharks. Maori All-Stars, Cody Nikarima, Kevin Nakama, parallel for the Roosters. Justin Olam, parallel for Storm. Philomena Anisi for the Eels. Women's NRL, Jamie Chapman for the Dragons. LEM, Brian To'o for Panthers. Josh Curran, parallel for Warriors. Speed Series, Jesse Ramian for the Sharks. Bradman Best, Speed Series for the Knights. Rabbitohs Parallel Checklist. Speed Series, Master Series, Brad Fittler in the Blues. Tyson Frizzell, parallel for the Knights. Indigenous All-Stars, Quincy Dodd. Selwyn Cobbo, Indigenous All-Stars. Hawaiki Fodawaika, parallel for Titans. Black Young Gun, Homoli Olako'atu for Manly. That's number 18. Jason Saab, Ruby Mojo for Manly, number 10. Jason Saab, Speed Series for Manly. Remus Smith, Speed Series for the Storm. Ivania Polite, Women's NRL for the Titans. Josh Kerr, parallel for Dragons. Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. Women's NRL, Yasmin Meeks for the Roosters. Dane Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. Yeah, signatures seem to be clean on the ones that we've seen so far. Did notice there's a bit of size difference, some are real small, and yeah, but they all look neat, so it doesn't really matter. Jordan Rapiner, Maori All-Stars. The women's look petite. I don't know. Might have just been the couple that I'd seen or noticed. Young Guns, Emily Curtin for the Eels. Reuben Garrick, parallel for Manly. Patil Vet Welsh, Speed Series for Eels. Women's always seem better. Do you think it's an effort or a care factor with the riding? Nico Hines, Indigenous All-Stars. Alex Twal, parallel for the Tigers. Matt Burton, Speed Series for the Bulldogs. Julia Robinson, Speed Series for Broncos. Women's NRL, Bridie Parker for the Roosters. Davida Pengai Jr. Parallel for Bulldogs. So you reckon it's just the ability to hold the pen better? Young Guns, James Schiller for the Raiders. Roosters, Isabel Kelly, Yellow Mojo, number 6. Sam Walker, parallel for the Roosters. Charlie Staines, Speed Series for Panthers. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Corbin Baxter, Maori All-Stars. Alex Johnston, parallel for the Rabbits. Women's NRL, Maddie Studden for the Eels. James Tedesco, Dally M for the Roosters. Titans, parallel checklist. Knights, Women's NRL checklist. Cowboys, parallel checklist. Morgan Harper, Maori All-Stars. Speed Series, Daniel Tupou for the Roosters. Jordan Rapana, parallel for the Raiders. Sapphire Mojo, Cody Walker for the Rabbits. Number 13. Dally M, Tommy Turbo for Manly. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Brent Naden, Indigenous All-Stars. Amoli Olako R2, parallel for Manly. Amber Hall, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Reece Welsh, Speed Series for the Warriors. Jerome Luai, parallel for Panthers. Master Series, Brad Pittler for the Roosters. Zach Lomax, parallel for Dragons. Ruby Mojo, Chad Townsend for the Cowboys, number 21. Two packets left for box number 5. Patch number 64, Ryan James. Ryan James for the Broncos. There we go. Stafford Toa, Speed Series for the Tigers. Women's NRL, Paige McGregor for the Dragons. Dale Finucane, parallel for the Sharks. Speed Series, Reece Welsh for the Warriors. Jared Rea Hargraves, parallel for the Roosters. Jazz Tavaga, Mary All-Stars, Insurance Warriors, Kenneth Bromwich, parallel for Storm. Team League Sensations. Where are you? Richard Light with the Dragons. Number 17, Zach Lomax. He sort of wipes our theory out on neat, nice, clean, neat signatures for the men. Kalen Ponga, Ruby Mojo, number 20. Women's NRL, Jada Ferguson for the Broncos. Warriors parallel checklist. Dally M, Isaiah Papali'i for the Eels. Julia Robinson, Speed Series for the Broncos. Dane Gagai, parallel for the Knights. Stafford Toa, Speed Series for the Tigers. Master Series, Brad Fittler for the Roosters. Reuben Cotter, Indigenous All-Stars. Young Guns, Talator Amon for the Dragons. Damien Cook, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Women's NRL, Brittany Brealey Natty for the Titans. Oliver Gildart, parallel for Tigers. Corey Thompson, parallel for the Titans. Kevin Proctor, Maori All-Stars. Oh, you haven't seen him from last night, Taylor? We have put the pictures up. We put them up on our page. I put the group of pictures and also in Break 168's post in the group. Jamie Chapman, Indigenous All-Stars. Speed Series, Daniel Tupou for the Roosters. Mikal Ravalawa, parallel for the Dragons. Jesse Ramian, Speed Series for the Sharks. Bulldogs, parallel checklist. Till Vet Welsh Speed Series for the Eels. Black Diamond, Josh Curran for the Warriors. Number 4. Tommy Turbo, Dally M for Manly. Kurt Capewell, parallel for Broncos. Romy Tietzel, Women's NRL for the Knights. And Jake Trebojevic, parallel for Manly. Alright, box number 7. Alright. So we weren't lucky enough to find a fit like signature last night, so maybe we can pull one of them out. Give everyone a look. Nico Hines, Indigenous All-Stars. Xavier Savage, Speed Series for the Raiders. Eliza Katoa, parallel for the Warriors. You're more than welcome to stick around, Taylor, and wait till the end and have a look at these ones. Or do both. Zahara Tamara, Women's NRL for the Roosters. I was just letting you know that they are there. James Fisher-Harris, parallel for Panthers. Young Guns, Bridie Parker for the Roosters. Jake Clifford, parallel for the Knights. Patrick Carrigan, parallel for Broncos. Brad Fittler in the Blues. Bradman Best, Speed Series for the Knights. Maori All-Stars, Corbin Baxter. Kyle Felt, parallel for Cowboys. Knights, Bobby Law, Yellow Mojo, number 18. Till Vet Welsh, Women's NRL for the Eels. And Josh Papali, parallel for the Raiders. Panthers, Dally M, Nathan Cleary. Women's NRL, Bobby Law for the Knights. Big Tino, parallel for the Titans. Maori All-Stars, Morgan Harper. Shaylee Bent, Speed Series for the Dragons. Jack Bird, parallel for the Dragons. Sam Walker, Dally M for the Roosters. Lauren Brown, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Jason Saab, parallel for Manly. Brent Naden, Indigenous All-Stars. Ruby Mojo, David Nofaluma for the Tigers, number 25. Remus Smith, Speed Series for the Storm. Daniel Tupou, parallel for the Roosters. Oh, nice. 77 out of 85. For the birthday boy, captain's card, Luke Brooks and James Tamo for the Tigers. Jason Saab, Speed Series for Manly. Isaiah Papali'i, parallel for the Eels. Sapphire Mojo, Mitchell Barnett for the Knights. Oh, number 1. Congrats, Dwayne. Number 1. Nice hit. Storm parallel checklist. Mr. Hammer Fido, Speed Series for the Cowboys. And that finishes off box number 7. 3 boxes left. Well, 3 out of the case, I should say, plus our priority box. There we go. Let's get stuck in to box number 8. Guys, I am just going to take a quick toilet break. Give me a minute. Sorry about that, guys. We are back. Mum has just informed me that we will be listing, or she will be listing, the first lot of low-end inserts. So I don't believe that includes base cards at this time. Yeah, that's right, because we don't have any individual ones to stock at the moment. We're trying to get there. But parallels, your lower end inserts, Mum reckons that she should start getting them up in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Ray Scriven, women's NRL for the Titans. Chad Townsend, parallel for the Cowboys. And we are trying our hardest to get them all up as quick as possible, guys. And they should be up within the next couple of days. Just bear with us. Autumn Rain, Maori All-Stars. Speed Series, Anari Tawala for the Knights. Nick Kotrick, parallel for Raiders. Sapphire Mojo, Checklist, number 7 for the Tigers. Birthday boy again. Tigers finally coming through at the end. Bit of a slow start. The other teams lagging behind. So hopefully in the next few boxes everyone will even out a little bit. Dally M, Matt Burton for the Panthers. Dylan Brown, parallel for the Eels. Elsie Albert, women's NRL for the Dragons. Roosters parallel checklist. Tiana Penatani, Speed Series for the Eels. Panthers parallel checklist. Black Young Gun, number 9 for the Titans and Jaden Campbell. Number 9. Hey mate, just at work, so I've missed the break. So far, Cody Walker, Sapphire. We're up to box number 8. Oh, must be the luck. 39, Cameron Murray Ruby. The Sapphire and Ruby so far for South. Greg Marchew, Speed Series for the Titans. No worries, mate. Still a few boxes to go, so as I said not long ago, hopefully we can improve on a few of the teams that haven't done so well so far. To make it Upton, women's NRL for the Broncos. Roosters, Master Series, Lachlan Croker, parallel for Manly. Josh Curran, Indigenous All-Stars for the Warriors. Albert Kelly, Indigenous All-Stars. James Tarmo, parallel for Tigers. James Tedesco, Speed Series for the Roosters. Don't forget, guys, you don't get a full parallel set in a case, so unfortunately you aren't guaranteed a team set of parallels from the break. Caitlin Avaha Okolo, Women's NRL for the Knights. Let's just sleep and stay up. Luke Thompson, parallel for the Bulldogs. Dally M, Brendan Smith for Storm. Moses Mbai, parallel for the Dragons. Speed Series, Jamie Chapman for the Dragons. Young Guns, Jada Ferguson for the Broncos. Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks. 4 packets left for box number 8. Emma Tony Gatto, Women's NRL Yellow Mojo. Tell your dad mine's white, no sugar. For Jeff Warnes, number 18. In case you didn't hear Jeff, he said he's out of coffee. I would call you know what on that one. He'll be cold by the time he gets through. Shanae Siolka, Speed Series for the Broncos. Dylan Walker in Maori All Stars. Right, Arrow, parallel for the Rabbits. Brian Kelly, parallel for the Titans. To finish off box number 8. Straight into box number 9. And that's exactly why I need the toilet break, because I drink too bloody much coffee. not enough depending on the time of day. White Young Guns for the Rabbitohs, Lachlan Elias. Clint Gutherson, a parallel for the Eels. Emerald Mojo, Tommy Turbo for Manly, number 4. Yasmin Meeks, Speed Series for the Roosters. Cody Nikorima, Maori All-Stars. Ryan To'o, parallel for Panthers. Oh, booklet. Number 40 for Josh Kerr. Indigenous All-Stars for the Dragons. Richard Light, congratulations. As I said, the redemption cards look sexy, so I can't wait to see the booklet and the packing redeemed. Hopefully they look just as good. Jemima Torfa, Women's NRL for the Eels. Hate to a pitch storm. Women's NRL Dragons checklist. Tigers parallel checklist. Now, unfortunately, Storm had a blinder last night in the break. I could not get over it. It was definitely a Storm case. Malami kick out, Dally M for the Panthers. I haven't really noticed one team doing extremely well in this break. It's been spread out. Bailey Simonson, Speed Series for the Eels. Jordan Ricky, parallel for the Broncos. So no numbers for Raiders, Storm, Sharks, and Panthers so far. Speed Series, Jataya Fafua for the Titans. Matt Duffy, parallel for the Bulldogs. Master Series, Brad Fittler in the Kangaroo. Black League Sensation, number 19 for the Broncos to Tony Staggs. Mr. Bailey Seaton. Tyrell Sloan, Speed Series for the Dragons. Isabel Kelly, Women's NRL for the Roosters. Cameron Munster, parallel for the Storm. Sharks, Ruby Mojo Checklist, number 3. Not bad, Mr. Greg Tux. Nice low one. Jordan Rapiner, Mary All-Stars. Selwyn Cobbo, sorry. Indigenous All-Stars to the Broncos. Valentine Holmes, parallel for Cowboys. Tony Staggs, Speed Series for the Broncos. Alright, only a few packets left. We've got one. This is our 5th last packet for box number 9. Robbie Teetle, Speed Series for the Knights. Reece Walsh, parallel for the Warriors. Women's NRL, Tasman Gray for the Titans. Jack White and parallel for Raiders. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbits. Justin Olam, Daliam for the Storm. Kalen Ponga, parallel for the Knights. Quincy Dodd, Indigenous All-Stars. Jesse Ramian, parallel for the Sharks. Alright, we're up to the last box of the case. And that will be followed by the priority box. We're lucky enough to score a second BD for the break last night out of the priority box. I can't remember what else we managed to pull out of there last night. I'm sure there was another decent hit in there. Alright, let's go. 2 boxes left for the break. Jess Surgis, Speed Series for the Roosters. Another reminder, Collectors Club guys, if you haven't already joined or you haven't received your code, please let us know or join. Will Kennedy Speed Series for the Sharks. It is free to join. Collectors Club runs for roughly 8 weeks, and once you sign up, you'll get a code for your team to receive the discount. Titans Women's NRL for Checklist. And Fedor Blake, parallel for the Warriors. Young Guns, Trent LaRoe for the Storm. Mr. Dwayne Vaserio with the Knights. Oh, number 1, Kalen Ponga and Jaden Brayley, captains. Nice hit. We've got one jersey number on there. Radman Best, parallel for the Knights. Tamika Upton, Indigenous All-Stars. Oliver Gilder, Speed Series for the Tigers. Chanel Harris Tavita, Maori All-Stars. Tony Staggs, parallel for the Broncos. Tommy Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. Women's NRL, Keely Davis for the Dragons. James Fisher-Harris, Dally M for Panthers. Elliot Whitehead, parallel for Raiders. Caitlin Johnston, Indigenous All-Stars. Jerome Hughes, parallel for Storm. Women's NRL, Jocelyn Keller for the Roosters. Aaron Clark, parallel for the Titans. James Fisher-Harris, Maori All-Stars. Speed Series, Tommy Turbo for Manly. Dragons, parallel checklist. Sapphire Mojo, Mr. Darryl Finucane for the Sharks, number 6. Mr. Payne Haas, Dally M for the Broncos. Daly Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Women's NRL, Tiana Penatani for the Eels. We've got 6 more packets for our last box of the case. Walker Blake Speed Series for the Eels. Victor Radley, parallel for the Roosters. The Young Guns, Bridie Parker, black signature, number 85 for the Roosters. Mr. Stephen Johnston. Nathan Cleary, parallel for Panthers. Kangaroos Master Series. Eels parallel checklist. Hey, this will make you happy. Not quite the jersey number, but Harry Grant, Ruby Mojo, number 7. Mr. Batten for the Storm. Speed Series, Bobby Law for the Knights. Didn't finish the case empty-handed. So, Raiders and Panthers, I think, are the only teams yet to not hit a numbered hit. So let's see if we can fix that with the last box of the break. Let's go. Adokar, Indigenous All-Stars, Rabbitohs parallel checklist. Speed Series, Anari Tuala for the Knights. Isabel Kelly, Women's NRL for the Roosters. Mawaki Fotowaika, parallel for the Titans. First priority hit, Mr. Fletcher Baker, Young Guns for the Roosters. And that is number 12. Brad Fittler in the Blues. Josh Kerr, parallel for the Dragons. Tiana Penatani, a Speed Series for the Eels. Attila Welsh, Mary All-Stars. Ruben Garrick, parallel for Manly. Kevin Nakama, parallel for the Roosters. Samaima Torfa, Women's NRL for the Eels. Justin Olam, parallel for the Storm. Dally Priority, Mr. Ruben Garrick, number 4. Alright, so we're halfway through the last box of the break, guys. Tyson Frizzell, parallel for the Knights. Caitlin Vaha-Okolo for the Knights. Valami Kickout, parallel for Panthers. So keep an eye out in the group. I will be trying to list a Raz for the last spot in break 163, which is the Titans. And Titans has some potential with patches and booklets. It has 2. Shannon Mato, Maori All-Stars. So it's not a bad spot to win in a Raz. Speed Series, Blake Taff for the Rabbitohs. Dane Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. Jaden Campbell being quite popular as a young gun signature. We have Emerald Mojo for the Cowboys. Jason Tormalolo, number 7. Our second Dally number 23, we have Isaiah Yeo for Panthers. Tamika Upton, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Josh Jackson, parallel for the Bulldogs. Jamie Chapman, Speed Series for the Dragons. James Tedesco, Speed Series for the Roosters. Josh Curran, parallel for the Warriors. We are down to 4 packets, guys. Black Young Gun, Helam Lukey for the Cowboys, number 53. Ronaldo Mulatalo, parallel for the Sharks. Ruby Mojo, Joey Tapine for the Raiders, number 40. Nice, he says. Nice. Braden Trindle, Indigenous All-Stars. And last but not least, guys, let's see. We have Karina Brown, Speed Series for the Titans. Alright, well, that's all the packets open, and all we have left for this break is to randomise our Master Series cards. We've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, one per box. Due to the way the breaks are falling out, as in with what hits are coming out, ratio to team sort of thing, I will be talking with Dad and working out how we work out who's randomised for those. Alright, anyway, for the time being, they are randomised between all 16 spots. When the screen wants to come up. There we go. So we have number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Greg Tunks with the Sharks. Alright, congratulations everyone who was lucky enough to hit big today. Thank you to everyone for joining us, but that's it, that's all, and hope you had a ball.